everyone, this is Lilith Eccles with a new video for Altenew, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be creating an art journal page. I used to make quite a lot of these a couple of years ago, and then the layout scrapbooking just took over. So here's me making an art journal page. So the first thing I'm going to do is in my art journal, I am going to just lightly moisten the paper. This is really thick watercolor paper. And then I'm going to add a bit of frayed leaf glimmer spray ink. And as the paper is a little bit moist and I'm adding lots of water, the color just seeps through the whole page. I'm going to keep the green to the bottom, and then I'm going to dry it with a heat gun. So this can take a little while because I did add quite a lot of water to the paper. So if you are using this technique, I would advise you to get really good quality watercolor paper or really thick cardstock. I'm going to do the same at the top, but this time I'm going to take another color, and this one is Ocean Waves. So here I'm just going to work that around the top part of the page and just adding more and more color just to create nice darker spots and then some lighter spots. And as this is an art journal page, there is no real way to do it. Just go with just do what pleases you. You could use this technique on a card or on a layout as well. So the most important thing before you continue working is that the page is nice and dry, because we're going to start stamping on it, and if there's any water left on there or if it's moist, the stamp won't work. So here from the Wild Hibiscus set, I have taken a flower stamp, and I've also taken a quote stamp from the Beautiful Quotes stamp set, and I've just gone over a couple of spots on my page, and now I'm going to add the flower. Sorry about that, I forgot to put it in the screen, and I had to go over it because it didn't stamp too well. So I'm just going over the edges with a pen, and just because the first stamp didn't work that well, mostly because the paper is a bit bubbly now that I've added a lot of water. So the next time I'll just put something soft beneath so that it stamps a little bit better. I'm going to take another flower, and I'm going to stamp another one more to the middle and to the side, and then another one just above the previous one. As you can see here, the stamp works really well. I'm also going to add a little bird. There we go, which is also from the Wild Hibiscus set. And now I'm going to color in those flowers, and I'm taking darker shades. So I'm taking Forest Glades, which is the darker green, and the Dusk for the blue shade, and I'm just going to go around the edges with the darker color, and each time adding more and more color around the edges. And once again, because I've moistened the paper just a little bit, the color will just seep through and you'll create this nice ombre effect within the flowers. So here at the bottom I've stayed with the green, and at the top I'll work with the blue tones. So here you can see me go in with the dusk, and I am using a watercolor brush here which has a reservoir, so you can add water to that, and then if you lightly squeeze on it, it will just add a bit of water, and you can lighten the color just a little bit. Each time I am drying everything nicely so that I can continue working on the page. I also wanted to add some other colors and a different texture, and here I'm just using some neo colors, but you could do this just with the inks as well. I just thought it would be nice just to try the neo colors once again. And you can't really see the difference here on the screen, but in real life you do see a little bit of a difference between the neo colors and the ink sprays. So here I'm going to do some masked stamping. I just cut out a circle stamp, and then I'm using my little heart stamp set from Altenew and just stamping that over, cleaning the stamps up each time I've used them. And I'm now going to draw a couple of circles just around them, just randomly, just to give it a kind of whimsical effect. This is another little thing I use quite a lot on my art journal pages. These are hole enforcers, so which you put on your which I often use on school pages, but here I thought it would be nice just to add those. Using a beautiful stamp from the Thoughts and Reminders stamp set, and that's going to be my sentiment, as you can say, and I'm using the B 3 times as well. I still wanted to add a little bit of texture and maybe a little bit more detail, and here I'm using the Tiny Bubbles mask and using Lagoon ink, and I'm just adding, and I'm also adding a bit of acrylic paint using the Tiny Bubbles mask, or stencil, sorry. If you do use acrylic paint, I would advise you to clean it straight away because it does dry quite quickly on the stencil. Thought I'd add a bit more movement with some butterflies, and once again I'm just adding a little bit of color, and there you have it, a finished art journal page. Really simple, just using some Altenew products, a bit of water, a bit of ink, and a couple of stamps. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, that you've learned a couple of new techniques, and I hope to see you very soon with another video for Altenew.